Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason. I'm speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas, and I'm doing a video on an idea I heard from some videos I've seen. A YouTube channel that I've just subscribed to called The Vinyl Vault did this idea of building your best band or your favorite band, taking members from other bands and kind of creating your own all-star band, I guess. And who would you put in the positions? I believe they got it from another YouTube channel called Hub Tunes. Anyways, but I love this idea, so I thought I'd come up with my own band, just make a video of my idea. Um, and so the idea I got from Vinyl Vault is that you have a drummer, a bass player, two guitar players, and a lead singer, basically. They said like you can have like a lead guitar player and a rhythm guitar player, but I figure I'm just gonna pick two good guitar players and they can play whatever lead or a rhythm, doesn't matter. Um, and so I was thinking a lot about what is my favorite. How do I come up with my favorite band or my favorite group of players? And I kind of came up with two different bands for different ideas. One, I came up with a band that I thought if I'm going off of who I think is my favorite individual players of the instrument, like who's my favorite drummer. I'm thinking rock music, of course. Who's my favorite like rock drummer, rock guitar player, rock bass player, and rock singer? I was thinking I'm making a band of just my favorite players, just the best at rock. And then I thought, but if I was building a band that I wanted to have them more harmonizing with each other, singing wise, and be really good songwriters. And like, if I'm getting a band, I'm thinking, okay, this band's got to write their own music. They've got to sing it. Different members can sing different songs. They can harmonize together really well. They have a really good overall sound. And they just fit in together, and they can just be their own band and make their own songs. So I kind of came up with a different band for that. So first band I've built is my favorite rock band based on my favorite instrument players, I guess. So if I was to do that, my favorite rock drummer would have to be Keith Moon from The Who. Just amazing drummer. You listen to a lot of the Who songs like Won't Get Fooled Again, Rain Over Me. His soloing is just out of this world, especially if you watch him. He's just all over the place with his drumming, and it's so fast paced, and he's such a character. But anyways, yeah, Keith Moon. On bass guitar, I'm also going with John Entwistle, who is the bass guitar player for The Who. So I got two Who members. It tells you how much I like The Who. I think one of the great rock bands, of course, of all time, and those two are just amazing players. Entwistle, yeah, definitely. He's on anybody's top list, but definitely think of him like my generation and everything. He plays the bass like a lead bass. He's playing lead guitar type of stuff on his bass, and he's just all over the place on that bass, and absolutely amazing bass player. For my two guitar players, I think two best rock guitar players for me. One, my favorite is Jimi Hendrix. Um, just amazing guitar soloing and guitar riffs, and his use of feedback, and he just makes sounds out of the guitar I've never heard anybody else make. I just love the way he plays guitar. So I got Jimi Hendrix on there, and then I got uh, another Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin. Of course, Led Zeppelin, another great, one of my favorite rock bands of all times. And Jimmy Page also, a lot like Jimi Hendrix, just amazing guitar riffs. Some of the greatest guitar riffs of all time come from Led Zeppelin, and he's had some amazing guitar solos like Stairway to Heaven, Heartbreaker, A Whole Lot of Love. I think of all these great rock songs. Just love Jimmy Page's sound. So definitely got two great guitar players there with Jimmy Page and Jimi Hendrix, really rocking it. If I had those two together, I just can only imagine. And then my lead rock singer is probably pretty obvious. A lot of people like is I have to go with Freddie Mercury, uh, amazing singer of Queen. Queen, another great rock band of the '70s, '80s period, and just a great front man. He can really knows how to own a stage when he sings, and of course elaborate costuming, and of course love is overall Bohemian Rhapsody and Um, No One Bites the Dust. Um, Whole Lot of Love. No, not Whole Lot of Love. Someone to Love. Was it? Uh, I mean, just a great rock singer overall. Yeah, so it has to be my favorite rock band. They would just really rock it. And I guess they just play their own songs. They just play Led Zeppelin, Who, and Queen songs. That'd be good enough for me. Anyways, but my second band I put together, like I said, is more of a band I think that could like gel together, can write some great music and have great harmonies. Um, I went with for my drummer. I went with Phil Collins. Um, I don't know how great of a drummer he is, but I mean he's one of my favorite '80s musicians. I love his voice. He has a great singing voice. Um, and he also, I believe, writes his own songs on his albums. But yeah, huge fan of Phil Collins' music in the '80s. Um, and I didn't write down his music, so I probably won't remember it off my mind. But if I think about it, I'll think about all the great music he has. Um, Anyway, so yeah, Phil Collins I'm put on there just for his singing ability and probably a decent drummer. I mean, you got that famous drum solo, ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum bum bum, in the air tonight. That song just amazing. Um, yeah, so that's why I'm putting Phil Collins there. And then for my bass player, I'm putting Paul McCartney. I mean, how can you not? I mean, not only is he great, I think he's an amazing bass player. I mean, his bass work on, especially like Revolver and On, is just amazing. Um, and of course, he's a great singer, also a great songwriter. So he can do it all, and he can harmonize with others. So I think he'd be great there. And then for two guitar players, I'm putting John Lennon in there, mostly as a rhythm guitar player. But again, of course, Beatles is my favorite band of all time. So I was like, yeah, how can I not put Paul McCartney and John Lennon in there? Again, John Lennon, obviously, I mean, good guitar player, probably underrated guitar player, mostly known for his rhythm, but great at acoustic guitar too, picking out notes, in a lot of his songs. And he has a great voice. Love his vocals. Obviously, him and Paul are great harmonies together, and they're also the greatest songwriting duo of all time, Lennon and McCartney. So, I mean, how could you lose without Lennon and McCartney on your band? Could write great songs and also sing well and all that. Um, yeah, some other guitar player. I thought a lot about it, and I went with Neil Young. Neil Young, great guitar player. I mean, amazing, an electric guitar player and acoustic guitar player. Like I said, another video, he can be a great rock player and he can be a great folk singer and acoustic guitar player and harmonica and all that. And so he's definitely got the great guitar playing skills. But then I love his voice. He's got such a unique voice, that high tenor voice he has, and he's been in bands where he harmonizes with like, of course, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young is maybe the perfect example where his voice really gels well with them. Buffalo Springfield, of course, he was on before that, and he did really well in that band, singing along. So I know he can sing with other bands really well and harmonize. And besides being a good lead singer, plus he's a great songwriter. I mean, so I can't imagine how I can go wrong with Neil Young in there. And then for lead singer, it's hard to me to say who would fit in with this rest of this group. That's not like just another great musician. I mean, not that he's a bad musician, but he's not known for his musicianship. And I went with Graham Nash, which is probably not a choice most people would pick. I loved Graham Nash, of course, Crosby, Stills and Nash, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. That band, one of my favorite bands of all time. And I love especially his songs that he sings. I'm always a big fan of his. And then I also love Crosby and Nash. They've made some albums, and I love their two voices together. So, and of course, the Hollies is also another really great '60s band that Nash was in, where they sing a lot of harmonies. So, I mean, he's just one of the great harmony singers. Another great high tenor voice, and he can play guitar, though he doesn't always. He's not known for his guitar playing skills. He can also play piano, though he's not known mainly for that. Of course, Paul McCartney can play the piano real well too, so you got that. So he didn't have to play an instrument, though he can. But I mean, I think Graham Nash's voice, along with Young and Lennon, McCartney and Collins. I can see all five of them singing together and singing great harmonies. All of them can write music and sing it and play their instruments. And I just think, man, that band would just be killer. I think that'd be like my perfect band for me. That's kind of more of a personal choice of like what kind of music I like, and I like more the folks. I like the rocks. Like my first band, I do like some good rock, especially 60s, 70s rock band music. But I do love some good folk music too, and so I love the idea of my second band being more of like a folk rock group. Anyway, so that's my two bands I've come up with. Um, and so I just love to hear from you guys if you have what you think would be the best band to put together. I love to hear the comments. Just thank you for watching the video, and thank you to all my subscribers, and I appreciate it. Have a nice day.